Creating top-notch innovation requires faith despite adversity, risk tolerance, and a culture that welcomes even the strangest ideas. Helen Grainer should know. She's the founder of iRobot, the company that developed bomb-detonating robots for the military and home robots that vacuum floors and clean gutters. She weighs in on how to become and stay innovative.
I think the most difficult part about innovation is keeping it real.
First, focus innovation on end users' needs.
This innovation for innovation's sake, there's a lot of folks who'll come up with ideas in our field, and they could be really extremely innovative. Heck, there's some robots that find slugs in your backyard, and that's really innovative, but maybe not that useful.
Believe in your product and prepare for challenges.
I think perseverance is one of the biggest qualities of iRobot. It really comes from an absolute belief that robots are inevitable, and it's going to take a company that's fully focused on robots and robot technology to take it out of the laboratory and bring it into the real world.
When you leave your workspace, all kinds of people can have access to it, cleaning crews and building maintenance, just to name two. So here at CSO, we decided to give our own staff the Clean Desk test. We wanted to see how secure we really are. After hours, we went looking for obvious security oversights in employee offices, on employee desks. It didn't take long to find problems. In the first office, we found a whiteboard with client names and billing information, as well as sensitive sales documents sitting right out on the desk. And in that same office, a day planner sits on a table in back of the desk. We thumbed through and found other private sales-related information. As we continued our walk through the building, we also found many computers with passwords on sticky notes. This person even has a personal ID number written on a piece of paper with a name right next to it. The problems weren't just in offices that could arguably be locked at night. Out in the middle of the floor, in many of the cubicles, we found security flaw upon flaw.
Apple sold a PDA called the Newton through the 90s, but that handheld has long since gone the way of the Dodo. The difference between those PDAs and the iPhone? This itty-bitty skinny little stylus. The screens on Palm Trios, HTC devices like the popular Touch and Wing, and other such smartphones are clumsy and aren't precise. Rapid typing on their screens requires a stylus, and the touchscreens on ATMs and kiosks allow for only the most basic navigation, the old one-finger peck. The iPhone, of course, requires only your index finger to jump from one application to the next or to scroll up and down on web pages. And a thumb and a forefinger combination can pinch to zoom in or zoom out. A slide of a finger scrolls up and down or left or right. In other words, the iPhone screen is both advanced and simple to use.
Hi, I'm Neil Cohen, Director of Product Marketing at Akamai Technologies. Today I'm going to teach you how to transform the internet for enterprise applications in a way that requires no hardware, no software, and no code changes to your software applications. More and more enterprises are looking to leverage the internet as their application delivery platform because they want to be able to deliver applications to any type of user, whether it's an employee, a business partner, or a customer, anywhere in the world at any time.
So let's jump into our first question here about the case for virtualization. It's an enormously popular trend, as we've noted, among CIOs. What is the kind of the core case?
Well, I think after the cost benefit and the ROI are all the other elements of virtualization that make it so compelling.
Hi, I'm Don Tennant, Senior Editor-at-Large at Computer World, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Security Directions Virtual Conference. I can't say that I've ever spoken with anyone in IT management who didn't list security as one of the things that keeps them up at night. No wonder. There are so many things that can go wrong on so many levels, it's not surprising that we write, and you hear about, security breaches so often. An editorial I wrote in May of 2005 called A Matter of Image pretty much falls into the category of, if something can go wrong, it probably will. I mean, how's this for bad luck? You're a bank, and your check sorting machine goofs up and puts some canceled checks in the wrong statement envelope, so they're sent out to the wrong customer. How's this for worse luck? The wrong customer is a journalist. Me.
Biometrics, a system that uses a body part to give users access to a program. Biometrics are often seen as the stuff of science fiction, still too futuristic and even complicated to be practical in a business setting. But here at Parkview Adventist Medical Center in Brunswick, Maine, the future is now.
I wanted to make it on all these units so doctors and nurses could just stick their finger on a screen and they had no sign-in. They didn't have to worry about their password and they didn't have to worry about jumping from computer to the computer, and be much more efficient in these areas.
4 years ago, Bill McQuaid, Parkview's Chief Information Officer, streamlined all of the hospital's clinical applications into one vendor.
Like nursing documentation, the ER, the OR, CPOE, which is computerized physician order entry. We wanted to do B&V, bedside medication verification as well.
But McQuaid, in his research of what other facilities were doing with clinical applications technology, also found there was one common complaint among staff.
The biggest complaint is the physicians and the nurses complaining that they kept having to log in to the computer system. It made it slow. I forgot my password. The IT departments were all upset because they would all use their last name or write down their passwords everywhere.
So Parkview has implemented a single sign-on biometric reader system from Imprivata. The system allows users, such as nursing staff, to use their finger to gain access to their profile and applications from anywhere in the clinical areas. In addition to ease, it also includes security features, such as automatic log-off if the user steps away from the screen for too long. McQuaid says the security of the system addresses many of the privacy concerns the hospital must comply with under HIPAA.